Howdy ho, my peeps! It's Wednesday evening. I've been shooting videos all afternoon. But this one is one that I've been wanting to do for a while. And my friend who I'm going to be sharing with you actually contacted me today and asked if I would do this video. And it was kind of funny because sharing this with you has been something that's been on my mind because of the wildfires around here and the disaster down in Texas, and then what's heading for Florida. And it is basically just a reminder to be prepared for disaster. Now, my friend's name is Lori Long. She and I worked together in publishing for years. She was the marketing and sales director of our company. I was the director of product development, so we did a lot of work together. And after she left the company, she wrote a book called The Next 48 Hours. And it came about because her father died suddenly, and it left her and her family in emotional and paperwork disarray. So as she worked through getting everything ready for his burial and memorial service, and then all of the insurance stuff and everything that her mother would have to deal with, because this was a very traditional couple. Dad did everything, Mom cooked and cleaned the house. So for Lori's mom, it was a shock. She was going to have to start doing things and thinking about things that she hadn't before. So Lori kind of worked through this with her mom, and she wrote this book. It's basically a guide for what you need to do for the next 48 hours after somebody passes away. It also includes a workbook, so you can use this for yourself, or you can sit down with your elderly parents and work through the workbook, or anyone actually. And there are places to fill in things like, do you want a religious service or not? How do you want to be cremated or buried? Have you done any pre-planning? Who do you want? What song do you want at your funeral? What clothes do you want to wear? I mean, you can work out those minor details as well as big things like where's the key to the safety deposit box and all of that sort of stuff. So she wrote this book, and then she wrote another book after it that was an expansion of the idea. And that book is called My Life in a Box. And if you go to mylifeinabox.com, you will see her website with all of the stuff that she promotes and sells in her books and everything. But I want you to go to her blog page, because she's left some very good information on her blog page about preparing for a natural disaster. And it's funny. You start reading through the blog page and you think to yourself, oh, that could never happen. And then you realize not only did it just happen, it's going to happen again to a lot of our friends and family who are down, in the Florida and East Coast, Southeast coast of the United States. So, and it could happen. It has happened around here the past 2 summers with wildfires taking people's homes. So in My Life in a Box, she starts with a very simple idea and expands off of it. And that idea is this. You get all your important papers together. The stuff that is very important when you are displaced out of your home, if you have like a medical emergency and you need to get to information. So that would be all your Social Security stuff, any medical histories information that you keep at the house, anything having to do with your insurances, marriage and divorce papers, birth certificates, yours, your children, that sort of really important stuff. You want to keep that all together in a portable container, so that instead of having it all filed neatly in your filing cabinet and having it be here, there, and everywhere, instead of filing all that stuff alphabetically, keep that very, very important stuff together in, like a portable expanding file or a banker's box if you have that much of it. And those are going to be your originals that you're going to be keeping in there, so that if you have to cut and run for any reason, you can grab that expandable file, stick it in a Ziploc box and bag, and go. But that's not all. What she suggests is that you make copies of all that stuff. Paper copies are fine. but also you want to have a digital copy. Well, actually you want to have at least 2 digital copies, so that would be 2 flash drives with all of that information on it. You're going to want to mail one off to, you know, your sister in Michigan, or to your lawyer, or, you know, somebody in a different area who is not going to be dealing with the same disaster that you're going to be dealing with, someone remotely. Or you're going to want to store it on a cloud if you feel comfortable with that, so that even if everything gets washed away, you can't get to your papers in time, or you've lost your flash drive, you can't find your flash drive with everything on it, you'll have it in a remote area, at a remote location where you can access, you know, copies of everything. And it can be as simple as laying stuff out on your kitchen table and just taking a photograph, a nice high-res photograph of every piece of paper. That is, at bare minimum, will give you all the information that you're going to need later, possibly. Of course, you can get real fancy and do, you know, your digital copies, like, you know, with the, what do you call this, these scanners and all that stuff. You can do that too, whatever. The point is that you need copies of all that stuff. And you need it not only where you can grab your flash drive or keep it on your key ring or whatever, but you're also going to need it to, you'll want to have it, your stuff held in another place as well. And, you know, keeping your flash drive on your key ring is probably not the best idea. You're not going to want all that information floating around, but you're going to want to keep that flash drive somewhere safe and handy, so that if you do have to cut and run, you can grab your flash drive, you know, stick it in your bra and go. So please visit My Life in a Box. Take a look at what she has to offer. I want to talk about a lot of the things that she's written at greater length. I unfortunately cannot lay my hands on my copies of her books because I'm a mess, but you can certainly kind of explore through her website some of the stuff that she has to say. A lot of it has to do with just simple things that you forget, like, you know, there's big storms coming through, you don't know if the power's going to be on or not. Remember to fill up your bathtub. That way you'll have water to flush your toilet if your electricity goes off. Just little things like that. A lot of times we don't think about when we're in the, you know, in the grip of panic because something horrible, because the wildfire's coming up the road and you don't know what to do. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. If you look down in the down bar, you're going to see some other links. There's a link to sort of a video introduction she did about her, about the books that she's written. You can watch that if you want to. And then I will update this information soon. But do check out My Life in a Box. Do read her blog post because she's shared a lot of really good information. So, on that note, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I will talk to you guys later.